Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Oh boy, we are in a time that rather strange, man. You and I were, well, at least I brought up the fact about the Los Angeles Times and stuff yesterday. We were doing our telecast, and it seemed right after that, man. Oh yeah, man. I was up, man, last night for about 3 hours and stuff, man, and I was really sick about what the heck had happened and what I saw going on with these billionaires out there who are controlling these newspapers. They don't have anything to do with it until something controversial comes up, and they don't bother the thing, and then all of a sudden they're going to impose their will upon their property that they own, especially that old boy at the Washington Post. I was very, very surprised at Bezos and what the heck he did. Very surprised. Now, the guy at the LA Times, eh,
Well,
but
he only
Jeff,
worth $6 billion.
huh?
He only worth $6 billion. He chump change. And but more people quit the LA Times than the Washington Post.
Oh, okay.
LA Times is a very progressive, I'm not going to say liberal, progressive paper.
Right.
And because when I used to sell advertising for them, I used to walk into some of these business offices. Get that brag out of here.
They didn't want nothing to do with the LA Times,
I just turned my little happy ass on around and went on out the door.
It was nothing to do with the LA Times. I think probably the reason why most of them did not quit the Washington Post and everything is because most of those folks on there, man, are making a hell of a paycheck. Bezos
I
pays them
wouldn't doubt
folks.
it.
Bezos pays them. He pays them folks very well. So I guess they said, shoot, the LA Times, Chinzo, he's one of them
They
chintzy.
laying off people in LA Times, bro.
Yeah, he one of them old chintzy ass chinks. They don't like to pay nobody. But that son of a gun lied. Told a lie. That he didn't say that. Hey,
They got him on record, bro.
if you did something, stand up. You got enough balls to tell them don't do it, then you stand up and say, yeah, I told him. Bezos did. Hey, I told him, yeah, that's what I told him. Hey. I've been on the Washington Post for a long time, and really he has not done anything at all with the Washington Post. He hasn't. It's like a offspring, dirty offspring that he just owned and didn't do anything with. So I don't know, man. I was very, very surprised and stuff to see them do that. And the fact that this is the first time that the Washington Post has ever done anything. They've always made an endorsement and stuff of the presidential candidate at some point in time. And for them to do that to Kamala, it seemed like it had to, it, it smelled of racism, the thing to me, because we can't say it's because she was a female, because they endorsed Clinton. Nobody said anything about that. They did their endorsement. Yeah, we endorsed Clinton. So now all of a sudden Harris gets in there and we're not going to make any endorsements at all. Oh, but it's a damn good thing that the women and stuff who are divorcees of these billionaires and stuff are standing with him. Oh, Bezos' wife and everything, she's kicking in big time though to Kamala's election. So it's not hurting her that much. It only is the appearance and stuff of what they're doing and what they're saying about themselves. Not to the individual papers, but about themselves and where they stand at, and that they rather have a tax break for their billions of dollars and stuff, instead of letting the folks and stuff in the middle class and stuff have a few breaks and stuff every now and then, because really, hell, they don't need the crap, man. They got enough damn money for 3 lifetimes.
That's true.
It's greed.
More than that.
Greed and selfishness. Greedy people, because they think that they want Trump to get back in office, because he's going to get them a tax break. Huh?
Is it really greed?
It's greed. That's
You
what it
think
is.
that's the main purpose? I don't think it's just greed.
It is. It's greed. There's no other way that they want that knucklehead in there. All of them know he's a knucklehead. It's greed, because they know that he's going to continue that tax cut. He's going to continue that tax cut, and he's not going to give those 100 million people a tax break. That's money, man. In 2017, when they dropped that corporate tax rate and the tax rate for all those billionaires and stuff out there and everything, man, them folks, if you remember, them folks went hog wild. They were buying brand new yachts and jets and for that, because they done
We gave them the records.
they done saved them some money,
During
man.
that time, there were more private jets bought.
More private jets and more yachts, man. You can look on the news media, man, and these people were advertising these yachts that they were buying. $300 million for a yacht.
They were selling their small yachts and getting larger yachts.
Yeah, they get a bigger yacht. They got I remember Jerry Jones and stuff down there for the Dallas Cowboys and stuff. He was battling with Jeff Bezos to see who had the biggest yacht. Man.
Have you ever heard of Michael Lewis? You ever
Not
heard of Michael
really.
Lewis?
Mm-mm.
Michael Lewis is a famous author. He writes a lot of inside baseball novels. And he wrote this book, very, not that, a couple hundred pages. But the way he explained the billionaires and the multimillionaires, this is just my own interpretation, the way I took it. They want to be separate from the everyday riffraff people.
Yep.
Only people that they want to be around is people that serve them, and then they can get together and do their own thing and talk to each other, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
Well, what they built, and I don't know how many they have of these ships. These ships are immaculate. I ain't talking about these cruise ships. I'm talking about immaculate cruise ships. where they have, and they do this on the regular cruise ship too, but they have 4 and 5 helicopters where they can take their clientele that goes on these ships anywhere they want to at a time when they need it to catch a private plane, blah, blah, blah. But these ships go from port to port to port all around the world. And these people live on these ships. That's where they live year round. But then from time to time, when they want to do business or visit family, they take off whenever they want to and then come back. So, and they just go from port to port to port to port. And then they have these special onboards, take them to these special hotels. They don't see nobody, nobody see them. They go to the hotel, these upscale, real upscale hotels, and they have their little parties and whatever, get-togethers or business meetings or whatever they have to do. And I've been trying to find to see if there were any more of these types of ships that were built for these multi-billionaires.
They just built 2 more about last year. They built 2 more last year, and one of them just came online, I think, in March. I was reading about that, how they were doing that, man, and they keep it that way, where that you're only going to get people who are billionaires and stuff on there because they charge so much money that an ordinary, even a regular millionaire couldn't afford.
No, you can't get
afford
on that
it. Ship. You can't afford it. It's only for those people who can afford it, and most of the people who can afford it are billionaires, and they know it.
Yeah. They probably paid $10 million a year just to be on that ship, if not more. But and then they have all the kunas, all the different amenities that go with it. So and that's just the way that's the way we're going now. We talk about oligarchies and things like that. But here's the deal. Most of these corporations, I was just reading about this one corporation, Lazard, Lazard, which is a financial management company that gives out consultation to a lot of businesses. And they make their money, they finance, they're on the NASDAQ and all that stuff. But the bottom line is that these people, they've been around since the 1800s. I think they started in 1848, something like that. But and they have built such a exclusive clientele, to manage people's money and then also to assist a lot of these major corporations. But one of the major things that the reason why I brought this up, they brought up this new CEO who's been with the company since 2016, but he's now the CEO, but he worked in a number of Democratic strongholds as far as policies, and he held positions, and he has a PhD in economics. And the one reason why they hired him is because he has the political insight. He knows he knows where all the bodies are hidden. He talked to both sides, and he's dealt with all kinds of people. So he's the new CEO. And the reason why I'm bringing this up, they have a department called political something. I forget the name of it, but that department handles how to get in with and find out what's going on the political spectrum, which helps the other corporations. They let them know, hey, this is what's going on with this bill is going to be paid, or this bill is going to be passed, or they're talking about doing this, or they're going to do this, and they get the inside of that because they work it like that. So that's the game plan. We know that the corporations go into the government and pay all these people to go in there and talk to them and all that, but they have to do another way to really get inside. And so now they're using these financial people, management type people to go in there. That's why a lot of these politicians, they come in there broke, but then they leave multimillionaires. So the little man reason why I'm saying this now, I'm just, if people don't look at this, when you got over 150 million solid people that only been in this country for less than 50 years, they don't get all of this. They don't know all this. They don't understand all this. They don't understand the political and the financial and the social ramifications of what's going on in this country. Hey, they just happen to get a house, a couple of cars, and a good job from where they came from. They don't understand the long view of what's going on and all the changes they're making. And when these corporations are ready to get rid of you and say, okay, we got 150,000 people working for us, we're going to shut down 20,000 jobs because of AI. So now you done had your dream just broken because you just lost your job. That's in the future. Right now, we got an unemployment of 4.2, and they're doing everything they can to automate everything they can and eliminate as many jobs as they can, because now people are all hip on, cheap labor. That's been going on for 30, 40, 50 years. People is aware of all that. But hey, they got robots now to do your job. You seen the AI, all the different AIs of, about lawyers and this and that, and medicine, all that stuff. So now you got your everyday people. What's going to happen is, what's going to happen? Because, see, the thing is, you got people right now that might have some kind of retirement. They might have a 401k. They might have a Social Security. They might have all of that. And they living off of fixed income. And here's inflation, 2%, 3% every year, 4%. That fixed income ain't going to last you. And at the same time, hey, so the question is, what are they going to do with this 250 million people, or 300 million, 300 or 400, I say 400 million people in this country? The labor.
They're going to continue to progress, I tell you. AI is not taking over anybody's jobs, really. I don't believe it is. Modern technology is going to always be there, but you're still going to have a human to be there also. When you're dealing with artificial intelligence or Apple intelligence, what's going on is that the byproduct and the products and stuff of AI is to make your life better, is to make your life easier, is to make your life a lot better than what it was, to improve your living conditions. But even though it is doing that, you still have to have man there doing what they need to do and everything to keep on making sure that AI is doing what it's supposed to do. You've got a say a thermometer in your house, or your refrigerator and stuff is all programmed and stuff from the cloud. Okay, well, all AI knows how to do is to program that thermostat, or the program to send a program out to control your refrigerator. But you still have to have someone and stuff there to deal with that thermostat. You still have to have somebody to come out and make sure that they're doing the correct thing with the refrigerator. Okay, there may be some coating and stuff in that refrigerator that's off. AI can't fix that. Somebody else has to come out and tell AI, well, the coding
Did
and
you
stuff is
just say
wrong.
coding?
Yes.
And so you're trying to tell me that this mechanic or
Yes, it
this
does.
he gonna
It does.
code?
It does. It does
You
code.
trying to tell me that the AI can't code it?
Yes, it does code. But I'm saying to you and everything, the AI doesn't realize that it needs to change the coding. Okay? It doesn't realize that it needs to change the coding. All it does is that you tell it what code you want to give it, but still AI doesn't. All it's going to do is continue to do exactly what you coded it, what it was coded to do. But if there's something wrong, whereas it is not giving the right readings and stuff and everything, or something going on with the mechanism and stuff inside of that refrigerator, somebody got to come out there and deal with that. AI can't do that.
Okay, I'm gonna take what you just said.
Okay.
I'm looking at the other side.
Okay.
Okay, I just got the call, and we know that AI has to be coded correctly, which the person don't know how to code. 9 times out of 10, some mechanic or whatever you want to call him to come in there, he can exchange the thermostat, or he can, what have you. But he would have to call in, tell him, okay, now you can code it, because he don't know how to code, or she don't know how to code.
Oh, well, he can tell AI
Now,
to code.
wait a minute, let me finish. He was making $50 an hour, but now they dropped it down to 25, because now we don't need you. We don't need you that
They're
much.
not going
All
to
we
do that.
need you to do is go in there and change the code, to see if the code is the problem, or see if the thermostat is the problem, so you can switch it out.
They're not going to do that.
Okay.
They're not going to do that.
It's not a union, bro.
It's not going to do that. This guy, whoever comes out there, is highly trained. He's a highly trained technician, and those highly trained technicians and stuff, Ted, make a lot of money because they have to spend a lot of time in school and books and everything to train themselves to do what they need to do. He is highly trained and can't know anybody do it. If they try to cut their salaries, if they try to cut their man's salary and stuff and everything because they think that he can't do the job, that's fine. He can go someplace else because he is highly trained and he is a very desirable employee. He can go someplace else, and they got to find somebody, and they got to find somebody else to come out there and do his job. Yes, it is.
Oh my goodness, man!
Oh yeah,
bro.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man.
Oh yeah.
Where you gonna go?
Look at. Okay, let's go back and go into the auto industry. When they brought those robots in there to do the welding, to do all the painting and stuff on the cars, and each one of the time they brought a robot and stuff in there, they dispensed one of their employees. But they had to turn around and hire a technician to make sure that their robot was doing his job.
But the other person lost their job.
They lost their job, but another one got hired because he was a technician. He went out and got himself trained to be a technician to figure out what that robot and stuff was doing. But the other one
lost his job.
It doesn't matter. All they did was just switch off. The person who was sitting down there manually, who was sitting down there manually doing their job, his responsibility is to go back and retrain himself. And to retrain himself to become employed to do what he is doing. So while he's
going through training and he had to go through all
absolutely,
this, don't mean that
because that's part of it. That's part.
He's going to keep him, bro.
That's part of making.
You're done.
That's part. That's part.
We got somebody more qualified.
Right, they got to come back in there and do it. So they haven't lost an employee; they just gained another one. That's all.
Okay, that's what you think. I'm done with that conversation.
Yes, it is. I can see it. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
Okay, all right. There's no winning or losing.
Okay, now,
we won't be here, but time will tell.
Okay.
Let me just say this. Yesterday, we talked about, or the day before yesterday, whenever it was, we talked about black banks. So I did the research on what you was talking about, the rapper. And let me tell you, Greenwood Bank is the name of the bank. They only do mobile.
The one down here, the one here in Atlanta? The rapper in Atlanta? Yeah.
Greenwood.
What's his name?
Killer Mike.
Killer Mike. That's him. That's him. He did it. Killer Mike.
So Killer Mike helped start this bank, and it's all mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Total access.
Mm-hmm.
Total assets. $250 million.
Mm-hmm.
Total deposits, $200 million. Loans, $100 million. Revenue, $10 million. Users over the accounts is over 500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the deal. Greenwood has received significant funding from various investors, including $40 million Series A funding from Trust Financial Bank, Bank of America, and J.P. Morgan Chase.
Mm-hmm.
$45 million Series B funding from investors like MasterCard, Allstate, and SoftBank.
Mm-hmm.
So now they're doing 250 million people serving 500,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
They did $100 million worth of loans.
Mm-hmm.
This is all mobile. So now this is the last information we got. This is all they can come up with. It's 2022, but they have Greenwood is also a FDIC insured,
Mm-hmm.
chartered by the state of Georgia, and member of the Federal Reserve System.
Mm-hmm.
So they are legit black bank. They also have partnerships with Bloomberg and all of that. So the bottom line is it's a mobile bank, and there's no physical bank that they can go to, which I don't know why they don't invest $5 million or less than that to open up a physical bank. You know, just to be there to have that, to grow more clients. Because 500,000, that's a lot of people, but they can probably double that. But you're talking chump change.
I know.
And then half of the money that they're dealing with, they're getting from other people, other banks.
Right. They're getting other banks.
So
all those other banks own that bank. So it really ain't no black bank. The white folks still own it.
That's my point.
The white folks still own it.
Thank you. That's my point. That's all I gotta say.
And Ted, if I have to speculate on this whole thing, I think that was done on purpose. These folks, they threw that money out there and said, hey, here's $50 million here, Killer Mike. And Killer Mike said, shit, I can't pass this up. And then another bank come out there and said, I'm going to put 45 on you, Killer Mike. You want it? Yes, I'll take it. So
here's 30% of the bank.
So as time went by, they probably own 51% of the bank. So Killer Mike don't own nothing. He can't say a word. He can't open his mouth. Now, he can't tell them what to do. He can't tell them nothing. All it is, he's sitting up there at the figurehead. Because they own that bank. So they're telling him exactly what he needs to do.
He the PR man.
Yes, sir. That's it. That's it. He's a figurehead. He's just a face. That's it. He don't own nothing. Ted, sometimes we as black folks have to realize that if we want to do something, that we have to put it into our mind and stuff, that if this want to be a black-owned business and everything, we cannot give up all of our interests and stuff in our company. Now, man, I can't think of this girl's name, but she owned TV One. She's a black lady out of DC. Went out and bought all these. black radio stations up. And then lo and behold, Comcast comes in and says, hey, we want to do something here. But she did one thing and stuff that I thought was very, very smart. She took the white folks' money, but she made sure that her family still owned 51% of that company. So they still were the owner of the company. Now, where they're at right now, I don't know, because she put her son in charge. And sometimes when you put them offspring in charge and everything, they get a ghost up.
Take the easy way out.
Absolutely. They get a ghost up. But Comcast did ask several years ago and stuff to buy that company completely out and throw them completely out. But she said no and everything. But you don't know how much pressure that Comcast may have put on them and stuff, and what's going on with TV1. So I don't know. We have to understand that sometimes if you own something and everything, don't give it away. You look at Johnson with BET. Yes, he come out of that thing smelling like a rose. Sold all of it, gave it away. But his family got a lot of money and everything. So hey, sometimes you can't blame people and stuff for making a profit, giving it away. So I don't know. Does he own anything else now? I don't know.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You go on his website. He dabbling in everything. His wife, because you know they divorced, and she got half of that.
Oh well, you know
And
what I just say. What I
she's
just say
in.
about them.
I think she's in West Virginia. She got a spread that can't wait. Now she used to have, because my daughter got married on our property. She used to have a big old resort here in Tampa, outside of Tampa, and it was really nice. But I think she sold that, and she went and started from scratch somewhere in West Virginia or Virginia somewhere. And that's a spread, because I've seen they did a tour guide, and so so she's doing very well. She got her money a whole lot of places too, and he has his money in a lot of places, and they've done very well with the money that they got from CBS.
Mm-hmm.
But what you just said is absolutely correct. It's better to stick with what you got, don't sell it out, and build on it, and do everything you can to build it up. The easy way out is getting outside investors who got money, plenty of money,
Mm-hmm.
and giving a large percentage of that away.
Mm-hmm.
Because then they control what you do and what you don't do. If you want to do some loans, some real big loans to build some real stuff to give people something, you ain't gonna be able to do that, because you got to get approval.
Right. They got the whole kit and caboodle under their control.
Yeah.
Because you decided to take that money. And I don't know. I guess the reason why I brought a difference and stuff with Johnson and stuff, by him just selling BET completely off and not even owning anything and taking all the money, whereas compared to girlfriend at TV1 and everything, she just sold enough of her company and stuff to give them 49% of it, and she still owns 51% of the company. Whether she still owns it right now, I don't know. But I think the reason why I said that and stuff and everything is because maybe Johnson had decided that he wanted to buy something else, that he figured that BET and stuff had reached his apex and stuff under his control. So he decided to let the white folks have it and stuff and let them do what the heck they wanted to do with it. And whether he made a good deal and stuff then or whatever, I don't know. But he took what, $3 or $4 billion and everything for that company. That's a lot of money. And now he's taking it and parlayed it into something else.
And that was years ago, bro. That was years ago.
Years ago. Years ago.
That was real. That was a real $1 billion.
Right. That was a lot of money back then. But nowadays, $3 or $4 billion don't mean nothing. But you don't know what they own and stuff now and what they are doing. I think that a lot of us and everything, too, when we start to get into business and stuff and everything, I watched and looked at, and I'm gonna bring his name up and everything, Magic Johnson, and what the heck he has done, and how he has turned his company into $1 billion company and stuff right now. He's worth, I'm pretty sure, with $1 billion now. And but he did it and stuff by partnering and stuff with the folks and stuff who had money and buying this and buying that. So he's part owner in what, about 3 or 4 sports teams or whatever.
Yeah,
And
Dodgers, Washington Commanders. I think he got a soccer team, and he's with I think with the LA Sparks. I'm not for certain, but I think that's pretty much, yeah, he's with LA Sparks.
mm-hmm.
He sold his interest in the LA Lakers.
Right.
So he's got his hand in a lot of different sports things, and I think that's what a lot of these guys are doing, because sports is such a big thing, as far as moneymaker, because you get your TV revenue, plus you get your home games and concessions and all that kind of stuff, making money off of that. That's a steady stream of income.
Yeah, and I think he got into Starbucks too about 7-8 years ago,
Yeah,
maybe
he
10
sold
years
that
ago.
a long time ago.
And he sold that off after he built it up and everything, and sold off and made money. So he's good at buying and selling stuff and everything. He buy it up, build it up, turn around and sell it for a nice profit and stuff, and keep going out buying and selling, and that's how he's making his money. So he's pretty successful at it. Looking at some of the other athletes and stuff and everything, they're not as successful and stuff as he has been. They get those big $250, $350 million contracts, and hell, they can't keep their money. They're not doing anything and stuff with it. But maybe.
Oh, that's pretty much just gone away now, bro.
What's that?
Gone away. That's gone
What's
away.
that? What's that?
These athletes losing their money like they used to. They're being very wise and smart now. They have financial people come in there now, and you know who started that? Do you remember the small forward that played for Milwaukee when they won that championship with Oscar Robertson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? I'm trying to think of his name. He played for Black College, and then played for Milwaukee, and won a championship. And then he went to. Now I know all the stories, but I can't think of the guy's name. But he is a financial guru. He don't sound like one, but he's a financial guru, bro.
Is he the one that owns all those Wendy's?
No, not him. Not him.
Oh, okay.
That's Junior Bridgman. This
Right.
is another guy. And he goes in and he talks to these new athletes and teaches them the financial way to go and how to save your money and how to invest your money. And a lot of them are taking notes, and they're doing it.
Well, if you got a history of being successful, most people gonna follow you.
Yeah, well, he does have
If you got a history or something, most people gonna follow that history. Oh man, he done made me a millionaire, or he done made me a millionaire. I'm still making money. But I like those athletes and stuff and everything who take that deferred money, and that thing has been a boom for a lot of them and stuff and everything. They, instead of taking all their money up front and everything, they're taking it and stuff and the deferred stuff and everything. So while they're working, they're making money. But even after they retire, these people still owe them huge sums of money and everything. They still have to be paid to them. So I think that's been a bond and stuff for a lot of them and everything, that they make sure that, hey, I might be getting $100 million and stuff and everything, but I'm only going to take $5 million a year, and you leave my money up there and stuff and whatever it makes and stuff as far as interest or whatever, I'll take it deferred. So if I can't make it, if I break my leg and stuff, I still got money coming in from that team. Pretty good idea.
I want to bring something up that
I got one other question I want to say here. I want to say
Okay.
here. As the last night when I was laying up and getting all pissed off about Bezos and all them billionaires, and I missed something until early this morning I woke back up again and I was still sick. And I said to myself, Mark Cuban stood up there on the stage with Kamala Harris and stood behind her. And he's a billionaire. So what are these other billionaires thinking about Mark Cuban? Are they going to blackball him and stuff because he is following Kamala Harris, or he's supporting her, or he giving her advice and stuff as far as financial stuff, or what's going on there? I don't know. It dawned on me that
you
all
got to
these
know Mark Cuban, bro. You got to know Mark Cuban.
all these billionaires is
Mark Cuban,
dead set against her.
Mark Cuban, he ain't like the rest of these guys. You know, Mark Cuban, bro, let me tell you something. He got his hand in legitimate businesses that make money but helps people. This is what he's about. He's about not only making money but helping people. He's got a business right now. He founded a health program.
I thought he also founded this pharmaceutical company or whatever, selling
Well, that's
drugs.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's got his hands in stuff that he sees that can make him money, but also helps people. He's got, you know, he's not that rich. He ain't got that kind of money like Elon Musk, but he's got his few billions and he's putting it to work. He just sold a large part of the Mavericks.
He did?
Yeah.
I thought he still owned them.
He got almost $6 billion for that.
He sold that Dallas Mavericks? I didn't know he sold the Dallas Mavericks.
A big part of it, yes.
Because he's owned them since they came into existence there. He's been owner of them for a long time, many years.
Yeah.
I didn't know that he had sold them or part of
he sold that, yeah. So the point is that he's not intimidated by these billionaires because he does his own thing. He's not in the loop with all of these billionaires. You know, he's doing his own thing. He's about the people.
Yeah, because he gave Kamala a lot of credibility and stuff by him coming up on the stage and everything with her and talking about her and saying, I support her and everything, and that her financial plans and stuff is better than what Trump had. And he gave her a lot of legitimacy by doing that. But to have these other billionaires turn around and stab her in the back and everything, that ain't, oh man. But I have to give him credit and stuff for it. That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say, pat him on the back and say, whatever's going on, I have to give him some credit because he stood up. You know, he wasn't concerned and stuff about making himself billions and billions of dollars or tax cuts and all this stuff by being a billionaire. He said, I want to do what's right. And hopefully that they don't blackball him. But he might already be blackballed and stuff and everything from what you said. Because I really didn't know. I didn't know that he had sold the Mavericks. I didn't. He had sold part of the Mavericks. I thought he still owned them. But that was what I wanted to say. You go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna bring this up, and I'm not gonna belabor it. But I ran across a page on my Facebook, and I don't know if it's on there now, but these people are sycophants for Trump. And so what I do, I don't usually do this, as far as trying to communicate with those types of people. But man, I went in. And man, I must have got at least 50 comments.
What did you do?
I said one little thing about Trump. And man, they came after me like I wasn't shit. Now, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm just telling people, I'm not that great of a speller. I'm not that great of a writer, and I just write like I talk.
Okay.
So they got on my English, they got on my spelling. They talk about I'm from left field, and if I could find the page, I could just tell you some of the comments that they made. But boy, I went in on their ass. I brought receipts, and I started talking about receipts and started talking about, oh, you delusional, you this and that, and blah blah blah. And then they started talking about how great Donald Trump was, right? And talking about he didn't start no wars and he didn't do this and I started bringing receipts. You know he bombed Yemen, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
You know that Iran bombed our soldiers, right? You know that, right? He didn't do nothing. You know this and that. I just started bringing receipts, bro. And the thing is, the person that who runs the page, you know what he told me? Hush. Because they sound like little young people in their 20s, right?
Yeah.
And they don't know nothing. And they sound like they're in their 20s.
How
and
did
they,
you
they
have?
don't know. Then they start talking about Obama. I bet you voted for Clinton, and this and that. And Obama, he ruined the country. And I told him, I said, this is what I told him. I said, Obama told me to tell you, you're welcome. For saving one of the worst depressions in almost 100 years. He told me to tell you you're welcome.
Now, how did you manage to get onto these folks' page on Facebook?
Well, when they're on Facebook,
did they invite you or you invited them?
No. That on Facebook, you go in there and they got their little saying, just like Blaze. You heard about Blaze, right?
Mm-mm.
Well, Blaze is a conservative. It's a Blaze News is a conservative thing that is run by a radio personality. And the same thing with these dudes. They come out Proud American. I think that's the name of their face page. So I just get on there and comment. I said, let me get on there and mess with some people. And that's what I did. And I spent last night and this morning on their ass. You can talk about me all you want. And then I told them, I said, well, I came from Chicago. They didn't teach English till I was in 7th grade. I say I took 2 classes in college in English. And I struggled just to get a C. So you can talk about me all you want. I say my parents didn't go to. My parents went to 6th grade because they was in the South, and they had to, they went to the South, so they were just happy I graduated from high school. I just told them, I said, hey, look, you talking all that crap about whatever you want to talk about, but tell me about your issues. What has Donald Trump did for you? What has Donald Trump did for this country but give tax breaks to the rich and the corporations? What has he done for you? They can't name nothing. Tell me what he's done for you. He's so great.
So have you cut them out now, that group out of your page now, or you kept them on?
No, I'll never do that. The thing is, if like they're not what you call a far right page, like really mean people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now they said something about, one person said something. I told them, I said, what you're saying is really not nice. You're very rude. Be nice, please. That's what I told him. Because he said something about Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they say about Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, you're really rude. You're disrespectful. But they ain't using no vulgar languages and calling me any kind of names and nothing like that. They just having a conversation, bragging
Mm-hmm.
about Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me something Trump done for you. I want to know. Oh, well, he stopped all the immigration. I said, you don't know nothing. You really don't know the facts, do you? Why don't you read a book? Why don't you read some news? And why don't you get the facts? I got receipts.
So, with all those folks and stuff commenting and stuff, so are you individually commenting toward them, or was it
Each
just
one
a
of
comment
them,
toward the whole group?
each one of them, bro. They come at me, I come at them back. I wish I could find it. Oh, here it is right here. Yeah, here it is right here. It's called Proud to be an American.
Oh, proud to be an American. Oh man, they got they got some different names and stuff. Speaking the same thing, we got some folks around here and stuff that got Make America Health Great and all that, and then they got all kind of stuff now to talk about Trump.
So I chimed in because they had asked the questions like every time they come on,
You said
like this one right here.
Proud to be America.
Right, an
Okay.
American. And he says, this one right here, I wouldn't even comment on this. This right here is a little bunch of nothing. He says, I am so grateful to have a spouse in my life I know I can always count on. Something like that. And then they got 148 comments. What am I going to comment on that for? That don't make no sense. But they do. Let me go and see if I can go on their page and see all the things that they do. Here, the one I comment on, let's see if I can find it. If you were terrible at your job 4 straight years, you would be fired, not promoted. That's the one I commented on. And boy, they lighten in on her.
Do you know where these folks are at? Where the people
I
are?
don't know and don't care, cause I can always tag them, punch on their name, and then I get their stuff just like they do me. They check me out too on Facebook.
Hmm. So they are not trolls. They are actually
These are people, man. These are actual people.
okay.
That's actually talking about, because here's one right here. I'm gonna just read one from this guy. It says, exactly, is Trump listening? You all should have said that old Trumpy was in office. Let that marinate. So there's some people come on there and they troll them too. It's interesting, man, because there's so many people that are brainwashed and don't even know the facts, and they don't even look up the receipts. And I know I don't know everything, but at least I can look stuff up and I can find the truth out. I can find the answer. I can get receipts. But they just saying stuff that they've heard on the radio or something they saw on TV or something that whoever said it. So that's the bottom line. And they don't get it, man. They don't realize that all they're doing is coming against their own thing. They're just coming against their own interests.
Mm-hmm. Well, we at the end, Ted. We need your final word here, brother. We done shot our thing in the booty.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
Number one, you cannot blame her that she ain't putting in the work. She putting in the work. Now, if those floor people, what you mentioned the other day, if they're those ground people putting in the work, like she putting in the work, it shouldn't really be a contest. If those people is going on knocking on them doors and they talking to people and they explaining to people what's going on and not saying that this man is a traitor to this country, shame on them. I'm trying to do my part. That's the reason why I go on these pages.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can't go
Well,
out there and knock on doors. I can't,
well,
all of that stuff.
yeah. Well, I think she has to be to get started as late as she did, and most people are looking at it now. Man, it's been a long time. No, it hasn't. This this happened in June, and we just in October and stuff now and everything. So, and that nobody has ever, and I'm pretty sure history she'll be able to say that nobody has ever did what the heck she has done in this short period of time.
Well, that
It's
right
a
there's a
it's
cop out. That's
it's
a cop out.
it's not a cop out. I think I think she has done an excellent job, and for her to get this far and stuff and everything, and to do what
She's the
she has
vice
done
president, bro.
and raised, well, it doesn't matter. She still, it takes a lot to run a campaign, a presidential campaign. It takes a lot. Everybody did not do this, and no anybody that you've ever looked at has not did a campaign in 2 months, 3 months at the most, and raised over $1 billion. You haven't done it. She has put in
I'm
the
not
work.
gonna. I'm not
She
gonna
has
go
put
there
in the
with you.
work. She had put in the work. She had did what she supposed to have done. If this country does not elect her to be president, woe is them. That's all thing I can say.
That's the
I
one
don't
thing we
I
agree
don't
on.
believe I don't believe the polls. I don't believe the polls. I don't believe that uh, it is as close as it is. And I think a lot of those folks out there who are putting these polls out there are actually trolls, and they're trying to boost up the Republican Party and stuff and everything, and let them think that they need to come on out there and vote and keep on voting and everything, and hopefully might be able to keep this daggone thing as close as they can get it, because he's already decided and stuff that this election is lost. I think he is already shooting for the time that's going to be after November the 5th. What's going to happen and stuff and what he's doing. And man, there are a lot of folks out there who are very knowledgeable people and everything are sitting down there telling us what the heck's going to happen, how they are planning on disrupting this election, how they plan on sending these election deniers and stuff out there, how they plan on doing something and stuff to disrupt her from getting confirmed and to be taking office in January 20th. And we need to understand that if she wins this election and then he says, well, she won the electoral college and stuff, you cannot drop down and say, oh, okay, she won, and that's it. These people are planning on doing some mess to it. I know they are, and it's not going to be easy.
Oh well, this right here is ongoing, bro. This right here is going to be an ongoing campaign, whether they win or lose.
Not a
You have to
campaign.
realize.
It becomes after November the 5th. It becomes a dog eat dog fight. I'm telling you, it becomes a fight, a dog eat dog fight, and we don't know where this fight is going to end up and how it's going to happen.
It ain't gonna never end.
Pardon?
It's not gonna never end.
Oh yeah, it's going to end in January 20th. Once she becomes in office, her part is going to end right there.
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about as far as infiltrating the government, as far as infiltrating and causing chaos across this country. It's is going to end as long as you have all of these different cells to come against Americans. You got all of these different cells, the Russian cells, the Palestinian cells, the Asian cells. You got all of these people that want to destroy America. They don't want to unite
and that's
to
been
America.
going on since we've been in existence, Ted. They've been doing. We've been fighting.
Well, this is more
We have
intense
to.
now. It's more intense now. It's
If
more
you
intense.
want a democratic government,
They
you
have
have
a
to fight
goal
for it.
now.
If
It's
you
more
want,
intense, and they have a goal now.
if you
It's
want
more
any,
intense to take over the government.
if you
They
want
used to take,
any
they
any
just want to
government,
take a few parts of it, but now they want the whole thing, the whole enchilada.
if you want any government, you're going to have to fight for it. We've been fighting for democracy in this United States for many, many years.
And we holding it together.
And there's been all the way up until a civil war that we've had that divided this country and stuff and everything in half, and we made it through all that. So we can make it through this. But we always have to be on the lookout, and people have to do that. But you're going to find a lot of folks out there who are going to say, it's all over with. We won. It's over with. And just like we were just saying, it ain't over.
Keep fighting.
It ain't over. It's not over. We're going to take our joy for 24 hours of joy. After that, you better get down there and start scratching around here and fighting. And I know Kamala's going to try to be putting her stuff together. This knucklehead going to try to get the Supreme Court to deny her presidency, all that. And I believe that if he get it to that point and everything, they're going to figure out some legal way and stuff to deny her election and stuff as far as being a president. And it's going to be a mess here, an absolute mess, because I've seen it happen in 2000, and it can happen in 2024. But we'll see. I also wanted to say one other thing, that sometimes we look back at our history and stuff, and I think that her campaign is looking back at the history of what's going on here, that in 2016, everybody predicted that Clinton was going to win, and then come January the 6th, when everything is all over, she had lost the Electoral College. So her campaign and stuff, we're looking back at that and they're saying they don't want to commit that same mistake. So they're going to be fighting and asking for money and doing everything all the way up until November the 5th, that day. Even that day that they're going to be out there taking people to the polls and doing everything they can and stuff to get as many votes as they can. Any Republican vote that they can steal, they're going to try to get it. They're going to get it, and they're going to keep on working. And I believe that she's going to work up until 7 p.m. November the 5th. That's the only way you're going to win.
You know what I don't like, and I'm going to say this. Pennsylvania.
She's going to win Pennsylvania.
No, what I'm saying is that they do not start counting the vote until November 5th.
Well, I don't know if you've been looking at the news or anything, but there was a court case filed in Mississippi day before yesterday. And they have filed a lawsuit against the state of Mississippi. It was done in the state of Mississippi because they know that the state of Mississippi is not a battleground. It's not a place and stuff where you're going to find a vigorous defense and stuff or anything that goes on there, because the black folks and stuff there don't really give a crap. But they filed a case there and they sent it to, I think it was the Seventh Circuit or whatever, and they struck down Mississippi's law and everything that says that if you mail, as long as your ballot is postmarked the day of, the election and stuff and everything, that Mississippi has to count. They usually count those ballots and stuff after those ballots come in, as long as it was postmarked by November the 5th. Well, there at the court is saying that the Seventh Circuit is saying that no, you can't do that. They're disallowing them to count those votes, even though they were mail on election day. It's a very small case and stuff there, but it has ramifications and stuff that goes all the way to the Supreme Court legally. So by Pennsylvania and stuff deciding that they're not going to count those votes and stuff until after November the 5th and everything, could be some more lawsuits and stuff being filed. That's what I'm saying. After the fight's still going on, the fight's still going on after November the 5th. It's still going on. Even if they say she done won, it still goes on, because they're still going to be filing lawsuits and stuff against any and every little thing that they're gonna try to do, and they are hoping and praying that they can get it to those 5 or 6 Supreme Court justices up there and everything, and with those black robes on and sheets on, on their faces and stuff, so they can disallow her from winning this election. It's a mess. So anyway, man, I sure hate the end, but I guess we got to stop until tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
We'll see you folks. Y'all have a good day.